Okay, so the first thing I want you to do is to graph those 4 lines. So on this first one, where would I start? At 6, and now I go where? Up 3 and over 4. Or I could go down 3 and over 4. So then I have this line right here. Everybody agree? Look at the next line. Where do I start for it? -3, very good. Now what's my slope? Down 2 to the right or to the left? To the right 3, very good. And then for this one again, just extend those lines out real long for me, okay? Extend those lines out real long. How do I graph x equals 8? Okay, remember x equals 8, so I have 3 coordinates. I don't want the x to be an 8. What do I want the y's to be?
1, 2, 3.
1, 2, 3, right? So if I graph 8, 1, 8, 2, 8, 3, that means that this line is going to go straight up and down. Right.
That's still kind of confusing unless it says x equals 0, then x would equal, or would be 1, 2, 3.
So if it says x is equal to 8, the x values, right? Because these right here are your x's and these are your y's. And it wants x to be 8. The y's, whatever you want to put. If it said y equals 8, then I want the y values to be 8.
No, I said this wrong. Unless y says y equals 0. Wait, what am I saying?
That's great. We'll come back to it. We'll come back to it. Okay, so then I have this line here. You may need to extend some of these other lines. Okay, so for instance, like this line right here, you may need to make it a little bit bigger so it crosses that one. And then I have this last one. Where am I going to start?
6.
At 6. And where am I going to go? Down 2 to the right 3. Okay. So my question is, what shape do I have? How do you know that? So what?
Trapezoids Notes.
So does a parallelogram. How do you know that they're parallel? Because they have the same slope. Which two have the same slope? Good. I have one pair. Well, what's the slope of this one? 3 over 4. What's the slope of this one?
8. Oh, 0. It's undefined.
Undefined. Very good. So here I have one pair of parallel lines. That is what makes it a trapezoid. It's no longer a parallelogram, a rectangle, a rhombus, or a square, because on those we have 2 pair of parallel lines, right? Here I have 1 pair. That is what makes it a trapezoid. Okay? So what do you notice about the slopes? We just said we had 1 pair of parallel. What conclusion can you draw about the sides of the trapezoid? They don't have to be equal.
Not congruent.
They're not congruent. Okay? A trapezoid is a quadrilateral with exactly 1 pair of parallel sides. Now, what are the parallel sides called? That's a trick question. What did I tell you that, how do we know that it's a trapezoid to a trapezoid? Does anybody remember? I told you that a trapezoid is a something zoided. It's a what? A triangle. Okay, so tell me real quick, if I gave you this triangle, what would you tell me about it? It's isosceles. What else do you know? It has 2 base angles or what? Equal. So these 2 angles are congruent, right? Okay. What is this side right here called? Somebody said what? A leg. Very good. And what's this side called? A leg. And what's this side called down here? Your base. Bottom. Okay. And I told you that a trapezoid was nothing more than a triangle zoided, right? Okay.
Oh, yeah, the triangle got its head cut off.
The triangle got its head cut off. So what could I call this right here then?
Base.
Another base. What do I know about these 2 legs? So So what kind of triangle do I have here? An isosceles trapezoid. Y'all, a trapezoid and a triangle really are basically the same thing, except for it has the top cut off of it. Right? And I have to have these two sides parallel, don't I? And that means that this line right here could be the transversal. And what do you know about this angle and this angle?
Wait.
They're consecutive angles. They're consecutive interior angles, which means they have to do what? Equal 180, absolutely. Wouldn't this angle right here have to be the same as this one right here? So really, am I teaching you anything new? No, I'm just making a connection to all the other stuff that we've been talking about. Are we good there? Okay, so really, trapezoids are easy because we already know a lot of stuff. We just have to apply it a little differently. So the parallel sides are called what? Bases, very good. And the other sides are called legs, very good. Okay, a trapezoid with congruent legs is called isosceles, very good. And isosceles trapezoid base angles are congruent, very good. And in an isosceles trapezoid, the diagonals are, do you think? So we need to figure that out, don't we? They really are congruent. But it has to be an isosceles trapezoid. Okay? Flip it over to the back. And I'm going to give you a second. I want you to find the slopes. And then I want you to find the lengths right here. B, that's 4 over 2, which is 2 over 1. The slope of AD, 0. Slope of BC, slope of CD, negative 4 over 2, which is negative 2 over 1. Oh, wait a minute. Is it a trapezoid? Why is it 0? Because it's a horizontal line, right? Undefined is vertical. But this means if I go from B to C, I have to go up or down 0 and over 3. Well, if you type in 0 divided by 3 in the calculator, you get 0. Okay? These two are the same. That means that these two are parallel. Are these two the same? No. Are they opposite reciprocals?
Yes.
Is a positive $2 and a negative $2 the same?
No.
No. So they're not parallel. And they're not opposite reciprocals, are they? Because they're not flipped. Okay? Good. We'll finish there. You should be